Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have a layout for Traci Reed Designs, and it actually is with the blog post that'll be up on Traci's blog. And so the theme that I'm going with for my blog post is finding your color theme, or the colors that you use for your layout by using your photos or the place that you are. So maybe it's not in the photos, but like you're at, Disney and you have all the bright colors and parades and whatever. Use that to pick the colors that you're going to use for your page. Now, I don't, I don't, I wouldn't even say typically. I don't always go to my pictures and say, this picture has to match perfectly to the papers that I'm going to use. But when I do want to sort of pick things that will coordinate, sometimes what I will do, and I have a few sites listed on the blog post, but there's a couple of great sites that you can actually upload an image to, and it will pick the colors that are probably, generally it'll pick like the ones that are most prevalent in your photos. There are some that won't let you adjust, but there's others that you can kind of go around the photo yourself and sort of pick and put a dot on the other colors that they might not have pulled out. And some will let you choose like how many colors it wants you, or that you want it to suggest for you from the photo. So I have a couple of them. They're free sites. They'll be in the blog post. If you want to go to the description box, you can find the link to the blog post and you can check those out. So that's what I'm doing for this. So I have my photo, and so I put it into those different websites and had it pick my colors. And then I went to my collections from Traci Reed Designs, and I chose to go with the Amber Glow, it's more of like a fall collection. These photos are not fall at all, but it is a fall collection, but the colors matched the photos and the colors that it pulled out for me to suggest, or that it suggested I use. It matched it really well. I went and took that collection, and I also pulled from the Foundations or Story Foundations collection from the January release. So this is the Story Foundations, which is Traci's collection that she's building through the whole year. So the first January started Story Foundations, and then every month she builds onto it. So at the end of this year, you'll have a full year's worth of designs that perfectly coordinate through the entire year. However, because obviously Traci Reed is designing all of her papers, the Story Foundations also will coordinate with past collections. And so the Foundations paper and the Amber Glow have a lot of the same color tones and paper colors. And so I went ahead and first I built my background in Photoshop Elements. So this striped ledger in the background, that is from the Story Foundations, and then the plaid and then the mixed media piece are from the Amber Glow. So I created my background, and then I have a whole bunch of pattern papers. So this one, the wood grain, the floral, and these two solids, these are all from the Amber Glow collection, and then the arrow, the polka dot, the green, the diagonal, and this grid are all scraps that I had from the Foundations. So I'm going to put all of these together for my layout, and then I have a mixture of labels and little word strips. These are all from the Story Foundations, and then the florals and the butterflies and the little dots and arrows, those are from the Amber Glow. And then the little tile word stickers, or they're not stickers, but the tile letters, that's from Story Foundations. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to mat my photos to this blue paper. So these three will get matted to this. I'm going to basically use these papers here. I'm going to cut some letters from this for a title. So I'm going to do that off camera. So that's going to take me a minute. So I'll save you guys from having to watch all of that. But these papers here, they're all scraps. As you can see, I'm just going to cut blocks to use on my background with my photos that I'm going to mat, and we'll come back and build that up. I'm going to go off camera, cut my title from these two papers with an alpha die from my stash, and then we will put the layout together and use these embellishments. I'll also put together my title with my secondary title, I guess I should say, with the little tile letters that I have here as well. So you will, when I come back, I'll have all of that sort of busy work completed, and we'll be able to put this layout together. Okay, I have all of my paper strips cut into various sizes and lengths. These were all scraps, so I just kind of trimmed them up, and I have layered them up here on the sort of toward the left side of the page. I had already from a previous layout punched that border on that orange and polka dot paper, so I figured I would use that since I had it still in my stash. And I've also matted my photos that I showed at the beginning of the video, and so my 3 photos are matted. And at this point I have laid down my papers, glued my photos so that they wouldn't move around, and now I am taking all of the florals. These are all from the Amber Glow collection, as well as the arrows that I'm playing with. All of the word strips, like the one that's down here at the bottom, and all the labels, as well as the title, are all going to be from the Story Foundations. So you can see how well these two collections really do coordinate. Even though they were released at completely different times, they work perfectly together. And you can also, I think, you can tell that by looking at the collection that I pulled and all the papers and the embellishments, you can definitely see where my color inspiration came from the color charts that I used from the website. So I can definitely tell all of the colors definitely feel like they're pulled from the photos, and they coordinate perfectly. So I really do love that. Traci has so many collections that you definitely can find a collection to use for just about any photos that you could possibly take. And so I really do love how this one turned out. Here I have created my 3 embellishment clusters. I've got 2 on each end of the photos on the left side of the page, and then where the photos all sort of meet in the middle, I have another embellishment cluster, which is also where my title is going to be placed there in that open space. It is a bit tedious. I'm going to lay it all out, but off camera I will glue this all down, because these little letters definitely like to move around, so it's a little tedious to get them all glued down, but I wanted to lay everything out so you could get a good feel for how this is going to look. Just to finish it off, I wanted there to be sort of a cluster that went off to the side of the title, so that's like one large cluster. And so I have gone ahead and gotten everything glued down, and now to finish up the page, I'm going to take these faux enamel dots that were in the digital kit of the Amber Glow collection. And I'm dotting them around just like I would enamel dots. And then I don't know that I did it on camera, but off camera, or maybe on, we'll see in a second, I am going to put some glossy accents over the top so that I get the look of an enamel dot once that glossy accent dries. So that's what's really great. Even though these are paper embellishments, adding that glossy accents really does give them that enamel dot feel. So I guess I do it on camera. So here you can see I'm just going to add it, and this will dry, and like I said, they'll look like enamel dots. And so basically once I have that done, that's going to do it for this page. Don't forget to check out the blog post in the link below. I did at the beginning of the video add one of the color or the color inspiration that I started with, but you can see the other ones that I put together from the other websites. And so with that, guys, here are the still photos, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.